This is Phil Stamper. You, me, and the entire world is drinking at Moe's.
This is Drinkin Atmos, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's also mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin Atmos, where we don't quit. Drinkin Atmos, that's where it's at. Like a power bomb, we hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, always a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Drinkinatmos, just because it says drinking at Moe's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Moe's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee. The exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee, and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. All right, everybody, welcome to Drinking a Mo with Big Mo here. You know the drill by now. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Because YouTube's algorithm continues to be a pain in my ass. We're most places you can find the audio podcast too. Don't forget about those. And, you know, if there is one thing that we here at Drinking at Moe's do besides drinking, it's crusting and Phil. And I'm welcoming back Phil Stamper. How you doing?
I appreciate that. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. You know, I told you about the little medical procedure I had done, and my now almost 17-month-old son is still growing like a damn weed, showing his goofball personality, which I've joked with a bunch of people. It's like, well, at least he's getting something from me.
There you go.
But I can't complain. And, you know, I've got some good stuff coming up for the podcast. I've been podcast partner for, well, he's going to be retiring soon, but Mr. John Bullard actually, for a Fantastic League of Wrestling, I'm the podcast partner there. So I've been lucky enough to. So all in all, like I said, I can't complain. And I know I like a bunch of people I know are one of the places that we know that we can find you. The place that I met you a handful of times. We're excited to see back and rolling with the Revolver, and seeing that, you know, they had a little bit of a hiatus there. That stuff happens. But I'm glad, and I know for those that live closer to the, you know, the Des Moines side of things, we're itching to see Revolver coming back. And he goes, I know that there was a little bit I had to skip a couple, so like it's been even longer for me being there. So I know I got plenty of great memories from Revolver. I'm looking forward to making many more.
And we want to be back as soon as we can. There's been a mix of fun challenges, some of which, you know, I might not share, but some of which I think are out there if people like can read between the lines. Like, you know, we're no longer with Triller, and we had a financial arrangement with Triller that, well, we're not with Triller anymore.
You're not with Triller.
And no. So that, you know, that's changed some of the financial reality of it. Horizon, which, you know, we love the Horizon building, like that's where we started. We left for a while, we came back there. We love that building. It is a popular building for events, and so now trying to schedule something in that space is another level of the challenge of it. Nobody that is involved with the operational side of Revolver lives in Des Moines or that area. So then when it comes to, do we need to find a different venue? Do we need to hunt around for a space? What about finding more local sponsors? All of that requires boots on ground
Yeah.
in Des Moines and Clive. And so there's been like just logistical pieces to, yes, we want to come back. We may have to do something different, but how do we make sure we do this right and it's financially successful for everybody?
Oh yeah. No, I had a feeling once Revolver got going back up again, and you know, obviously keeping an eye to see when the next Iowa stop was going to be. I had a feeling there was just something a little more to it than like I know a little bit about a little bit when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to that sort of the side of things, but yeah, no, I just figured there was something in the
Yeah.
lights of that, with how costs are changing for all sorts of shit lately.
Yeah. And that's again, that's just part of the reality of it. Flying people into Des Moines is expensive.
Yeah.
Um, and 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 that's not knocking on anything. Like we want to be
Oh,
there. That's the whole point. And there are some things I'm not going to share that I can't.
I'm
Um,
not gonna have you go anywhere you don't want to be.
but again, there's just that financial reality piece and making it happen. Like we want to do it and we want to do it right and we want to do it well. And unfortunately that takes money. And we're at that place of like Sammy and I had this conversation about where our ticket prices are and even feeling like have we have we gone too high and like maybe we need to lower to get more people in the door. Which then when you look at the reality of, oh, well, now gas is higher, so people's trans is higher and flights are going to cost more. And any kind of
Yeah.
good that you need to buy is more expensive because gas is now higher price. Like there's just this truth to it that really sucks.
Oh god, yeah. And you brought up a little bit ago the move to streaming on YouTube.
Hmm.
Well, there's some good aspects to where like those that might not have been able to afford a Triller subscription with all the other streaming subscriptions they might already be doing, you're getting more people being able to watch it, might not be able to be there in person that way. But then, like you said, the financial aspects of stuff that you get with Triller. But I know I saw the video from BDE, which I guess he now has a little bit of a stake in things there, from what I was understanding from the video, and it got me thinking with YouTube and him mentioning about creators being able to collab with Revolver. It's like, well, dang, I've had a handful of people from Revolver come through, and well, damn it, I sure as hell wouldn't mind it. I'm like, I know I'm not on the subscriber level on YouTube of like a BDE or Chris Van Vliet, which I'm not knocking him. I'm a fan of him actually, but hell, I coming from where I started when I only had like maybe 24 subscribers when I was just posting goofy videos to
Hmm.
now I'm at like 524. Like I've grown a little bit.
Yeah.
So like
And
I know if I can ever throw my hand in the ring there for collabing in some way, too, I'm not passing it up.
well,
Especially when it comes to like if you guys whenever you guys get back to uh, the Des Moines area, it's like for collabing with promotions, most of the ones that have expressed interest, it's like, well, I'm going to have to fly there, and I can't really
yeah.
afford too much of that right now. But driving 2.5 hours, I do that like it's nothing.
So, with the Revolver YouTube channel, of course, we started it from scratch. And we've seen it like exponentially grow, but that required, more and more content, more and more clips, and more post things up. And like now it's like we're still growing pretty fast.
Yeah.
Which has helped. I mean, that the very first video or the going live with Revolver Strong, our first time going live with an event on YouTube, that night we had 18,000 viewers. That night, and we've gained a few thousand after that. And the average watch time. So I want to say I can't remember the whole timing of the whole event, but the average watch time was 47 minutes. And for people's attention to stay with us for that long on a long form content video is excellent.
Oh yeah,
BDE is so smart about YouTube. I mean, that's where he's made himself known. So for him to
for
be able
sure.
to say, "Hey, do this and do that," like it's so great because it's only helped us continue to grow even more
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube. I think one of the things that we started, well, before the show even started, I put a video up that was like, "Hey, listen, we want creators to collab with us. We want, if share clips, put your watch alongs up. Please don't share whole matches, but
Yeah.
um, like that's one thing.
Yeah,
The minute long clip, fine. The 20-minute full match of something, not so much.
yeah, it might be a bit much going that far with it.
Right. But so far, I mean, so far it's gotten a pretty positive response. With the exception, we did have audio troubles. So like the audio input levels into Triller are different than the audio input levels you put into YouTube.
Mm.
And so having to play with that live
Oh
in the
God,
moment. Oh God.
I can imagine like switching platforms like that. The differences in there that people like myself might not even know about. It's just like, oh yeah, that's got to be a little nuts.
It was definitely hectic in especially the first match, especially we're all like, oh no, oh gosh, what okay. Like we're live, like turning knobs in the back. Like what can we do? Our regular uh I don't know. I don't want to mess up the right title for his position. I'll say director, Luke, who is with I Shoot Wrestling, and who's been a partner with us for ever now. He wasn't there, so it was one of his backup people too, who had different equipment than normal too. So it's
Oh,
like all these things were happening in the moment. We're like, okay, we got this, we got that, we're gonna figure this out, we got this. But also lessons learned.
yeah.
There's even some new things about a year, not quite a year and a half ago. We went from renting sound equipment to having our own sound equipment. Now, when we're in Clive, we have the benefit of being in the Horizon Event Center, which has an amazing sound system.
Oh yeah.
So we plug into theirs, but everywhere else we have our own sound equipment now. And so every now and again, oh, there's a random ghost in the mixer today. Everything is exactly set like it was last time, and now everything's not working the way it was last time, and you have to
Uh,
figure it out sometimes on the fly. And so there's even things for like the next event, like, okay, I think I figured this out. This is what we're gonna do.
oh yeah. And it seems like I said, now being back from the hiatus, it's like Revolver's just going right, knocking it out of the park. Like, I know fans like myself have always kind of come to expect, very consistently. I know the fans over in Ohio they've had a handful of shows now, and I know just recently it being announced. I'm wanting to say the debut in Tennessee.
Yep, debut in Nashville, Tennessee.
That is going to be something. I've only spent a short time in Nashville, city I'm particularly fond of. Yeah, partially because I'm a country music fan. I know, but yeah, that's going to be a fun one, especially with the announcement. Mr. Moxley going to be making a appearance there, which I mean, hell, that blew up when that got announced.
I when I say this next thing, I am 1000% joking. I have not said this to anybody, but I was my office job is physically located almost 2 hours away from where I live. And I was sitting in the car today thinking about it, and I was like, okay, what are like Nashville foods? And hot chicken kept coming up, and I was like, I want to call this like I don't even know the match that Moxley's going to be in yet. Like, so when I say this again, 1,000%
Yeah,
joking, I want it's the John Moxley hot chicken and scrambled egg scramble match.
that would be funny.
I want to pitch it to Sammy and see what he says as he laughs at my face. Uh,
I'm for it. I'm
I was like,
for
I
it,
have
man.
no idea what match he wants to put together. What I'm sure he's deep in that conversation. Mox may have suggested somebody. I don't know yet. But I was like, what would Moxley be like, but in a scramble match and a
That would
hot
be
chicken
something.
and scrambled egg scramble match?
That would be epic. Oh man, I won't lie. I'm kind of hoping for that one, to be honest. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see because I know. Oh God, speaking of scramble matches, I know one of the things that's happened since I've been back is the scramble title is actually 24/7 getting defended there, which I remember the very first Revolver show I ever went to. God dang, I'm trying to. Coincidentally, it was the night of my bachelor party. Like
There you go.
my the guy that I made my best man, who he's done a lot with the Revolver behind the scenes at the Iowa stops, and even made an appearance in a match here one of the last times. But Brandon Juarez, Donnie Pepper Cricket,
Oh yeah.
he introduced me to my wife. So when it came to choosing my best man, I'm like, you introduced me to her, you earned the damn job. But damn it, I kind of forgot where I was even going there. Shit, that happens. Oh well.
I will say, since you brought up his name, Donnie's a good dude.
Oh yeah,
The night
solid.
the night we had to take JT Dunn to the hospital. Like he drove and like stayed and like make sure but we were good, and like that was he didn't have to do that. He could have been like, all right, peace out guys, I got you here, I gotta go. But he stayed with us, and so that was very kind of him to do.
Oh yeah, no, he is a very solid dude. Somebody I've been very, very thankful for. Heck, there's been times I've gone to Revolver shows, not like knowing that he's helped behind the scenes there a little bit, but not realizing he was actually able to go that time, and all of a sudden, boom, there he is right in front of me. I'm like, oh, hello. But damn it, yeah, I was thinking the scramble title that I remembered it. Damn it, not I've not had a I've not actually had a drink today. I've not actually had a drink today, though some
Is
people
that what it
may
is? You
want.
need one to like grease the
Uh,
gears a little bit.
yeah, no, I had to get the gears going. But the scramble title, that was actually one of the titles that was defended in that first show I ever went to. Way, God, trying to remember what damn year it was even, but I remember it because I wanted to say it was also in the venue where we're hot off the heels of another company, GCW, making their debut in Iowa. And I'm wanting to say it was actually at that same damn venue that was my first Revolver show.
Mm-hmm.
So
Uh,
I'm for some people I don't know that might not be as familiar with the scramble title. I know I'm excited to seeing it, especially under the wackiness that can be the 24/7 rules.
yeah, and we've had a bit of fun with it. Pound grates on my every last nerve. But you know what? He's been slippery with that title, and he
That
holds
he
on
has.
to it. I mean, he just beat Trey Miguel for the title. I mean,
I
granted,
was gonna say,
Trey had a broken patella and was down on the couch, and Pound was trying to console him, and oh, I got you, pin 1, 2, 3.
yeah, yeah. No, like I said, the wackiness of the
Wrestling.
24/7 rules. I know. I don't believe any of these matches have come back, but I know I, for one, am looking forward to Cage of Horrors and some of the
Mhm.
other great stuff that I've been able to see from Revolver. Because funny enough, I've seen more barbed wire matches than cage matches, and two of those barbed wire matches have happened. Yeah, two of them I believe have happened at Revolver. I know
Okay.
one was what was it? The they were red. It was Dark Pledge and Alex Colon versus damn it. They just split up, and I'm pulling a brain fart here. The frat boys.
Alpha Sig.
Alpha Sig, yeah, there we go. I was like, again, having to get those wheels going, but I've seen stuff there, and I'm like, I can't wait for some of that stuff to come back, because some of the I gravitate towards those intense matches and intense personas, so getting to see that. And speaking of Alpha Sig, I know what Brent Oakley in with the algorithm now,
Hmm.
and you know kind of fitting with going over to YouTube and figuring out that old pain in the ass algorithm. Brent Oakley has been in some kind of viral videos in the wrestling scene, kind of outside of in actual matches lately, and been interesting to see. He's been all over the place. Uh,
Very true. And I think the other barbed wire was Jake Chris versus Alex Colon
that
in
might have
one.
been it, yeah.
I'm
Because
not
I
gonna lie,
know,
I was like, let me look this up really quick.
yeah, because I know for certain that the first ever actual death match that I ever got to see in person was actually Revolver, and it was Jake Chris versus Joel Bateman.
Okay.
The one where it ended with the folding chairs and the panes of glass, and then they lit the glass on fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like third row for that, and was my jaw was on the floor. But oh god, great stuff. I'm thinking, and speaking of some crazy moments, the new Revolver champ Manser, he's going on a tear after getting back on the indie scene. He's making up for lost time. What I know we can probably expect some craziness from him. I mean, Southern Psycho. Gotta live up to that moniker.
Oh yeah. And he will. Like him versus Kroll was just a fight. It was just such a battle. Um, and it was great to see. And like I've seen Manser since he first started in wrestling, and now to see him like where he's at now, I'm like, okay, this feels right. This feels like where he needs to be, and what he's doing is great. He's also the independent wrestling television heavyweight or world heavyweight champion too. So,
Oh yeah.
he's bringing in gold here left and right. So that's great on him, and I can only imagine the craziness that's gonna continue to come with Mance.
Oh, for absolute sure. I know. Oh, this was before the second gear crew split up. That I joked about on social media that the second gear crew matches might as well be sponsored by Home Depot. I actually got to tell each of those three that, and they all laughed. They all loved it. I'm like, yes,
Now to
because
get Home Depot on that,
that would be awesome. I remember just thinking during any of their matches, it's just like, holy shit, you might as well just have gone to Home Depot and just, you wonder if somebody actually did that. Just went to
right.
Home Depot earlier in the day of the show and just was like, okay, this looks like it'd be painful. Ooh, that looks like it'd be fun to break.
I'm trying to remember specifically for that match, and I can't quite remember, but a lot of matches, yeah, like let's go to Home Depot today, and what are we gonna use?
Oh
Um,
god, I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was SGC versus Red, and I remember sitting on the other side of the venue, and all of a sudden we hear what sounded like sounded as loud as a damn gunshot on the other side. I see a video later. It was literally Macklin swinging half a door at somebody's head, and I'm like, okay, that would explain it.
Yeah.
But God dang, yeah,
Uh,
I
Still one of the greatest door shots in Revolver history is Brick Savage and Jake something. Now this was down in Texas, and Jake something goes to swing the door, and Brick punches through the door and grabs Jake.
I love that.
I
Oh
was
my
like,
God! Shout out to
okay,
Brick Savage on his recent signing with MLW. Actually,
yeah,
that's pretty freaking awesome. I've
huge
I've had a
congratulations.
couple. Oh, for sure. I remember having him on shortly after the video went viral where he was he picked a guy up by his leg and just and
Yep.
I actually another story that I actually got to tell him that clip reminded me of that scene from one of those Avengers movies where Hulk's whipping around Loki by his leg and it's just like yep, they're brick for you.
He does now use the cerebro lock that I did that went viral. I was like, awesome. Because when he does it, it looks menacing and terrifying.
When he does when Brick does anything, it looks menacing and terrifying.
That's fair. Brick's a
Yeah,
big
no.
dude.
Oh, totally. Holy moly! I've I've joked that I'm just thankful. I'm as far as I know, I'm on their good side. Brick not one you want to get on their bad side, but oh god, speaking of submission holes and stuff. One thing that I've definitely been loving seeing from you, well, really anywhere you go, wherever you are when you film them, because I mean you're a little bit of everywhere, really. But submission holds Sunday, I love it anytime that you send me those, and I'm not even gonna lie. We've talked about it, before recording that. What some people might think I'm nuts, but I even have a scenario in my head of how to do it. We'll go into it after we're done here, but I'll even volunteer myself. God damn, it's hard to talk
Hey,
tonight.
I need content. So you know what? Let's because I have the opposite problem that comes up sometimes. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this video, it's really cool. Let's film something. Great, let's film it." And then we never film it. And now sometimes it's, just whatever's happening on an event, and you're done with the event, everybody's leaving, and like we can't film at that time. So sometimes it's depending on what's going on. But other times it's like, "Oh, I gotta go." And it's like, "But I thought you wanted to film this stuff." Um, so like it's been a couple weeks since I've had a new video up.
I was
Um,
gonna say,
just because I haven't ever the shows I've been to, I haven't been able to film new content. There
you
was one
guys.
that was filmed, but I don't think it looks good. And so like,
Oh,
yeah, I don't let me rephrase. I don't think it looks good for the other person.
oh.
And so I'm like, we need to redo this.
But yeah, no, like I said, you're a little bit of everywhere. We've talked a lot about Revolver. Now,
Mhm.
I know I've seen John a lot through the East Coast. For those that, might not have seen the first episode where we talked a little bit about some of the other places, remind, people that will end up watching some of the other places where they can find you because, you're not
Sure.
just at Revolver.
I have MCW Pro Wrestling out of Maryland. Federated Wrestling Alliance, which is also out of Maryland, Honorary Wrestling Federation, which is out of Pennsylvania, Pro Wrestling Unplugged, that just did one of the WrestleMania shows in Vegas, is out of New Jersey, um, Real Shoot Wrestling out of West Virginia. Oh man, I feel really bad because I know I'm forgetting places. Had just done. I am now. My brain is blanking. Um, I'm gonna totally cheat. I'm gonna pull up my because I have to keep track of the dates where I can pull it up anywhere. So I have it all on a Google sheet now, so I can pull it up.
Oh yeah,
Um,
no,
Riot
I
Makers
have to
in
do.
West Virginia. Um, so I also help out with Catchpoint, which is a school both now in Philadelphia and in Baltimore, associated with Drew Gulak, and they do a monthly taping now for it's basically like a student show. It's to give people reps and the opportunity to up their
Okay.
game. And so I'm typically with them like once a month when possible. And I just started with I forgot I just started with another company called Radical Wrestling Experience RWE up in Pennsylvania as well.
Oh, nice. Little bit of a range of places you can go throughout the East Coast to find you. I know I East Coast seems to be where most of the states that I haven't been to yet are. So shit, maybe I just need to start making my way over that way because I
There's
know. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's lots of states and lots of places I want to check out. I wanted to I was gonna go to TBD in North Carolina this weekend. Unfortunately, I got really sick, and so I wasn't able to go. Um, and I'm really disappointed I wasn't able to go. Um, but they're pulling out bangers, and there's a lot of talk about like how great they're doing. So like I want to see then how they're doing, and come
Yeah.
on down there. Um, there's so many cool promotions out there to go check out.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Well, I mean, this is another Nashville one, but Pro Wrestling Symphony.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I've heard
I
a lot
hear a
of
lot
great.
about. I just want to go to the TWE building in Chattanooga.
Oh,
Like,
I have told. I know I've told Jaden Newman, Jameson Shook, and I've told a few other people that I've actually got Jameson Shook coming on again for his next his own
yeah,
show. But man, I told them, man, every time I see a show out of the TW arena, I'm like, it makes me want. It makes me wish I were there
yeah.
because it's just such a cool venue, and especially the TWE shows. Like the fan base that they have that consistently pack that place out,
Hmm, hmm.
just make it sound like you're jealous of the people that are able to show up because like you just wish you were one of them.
Yeah. And the Scenic City Invitational's coming up again, so their annual tournament's going to be happening soon. I love Matt Griffith down at Action down in Georgia, and they
Oh,
collab on that. James, it's funny. I've yet to actually meet Jameson in person, but we talk pretty regularly online. And
oh,
he's
we've
great to talk with.
oh yeah, no, such a great mind for somebody that's been in the business a relatively short amount of time and pulling off some of the absolute insane stuff that he's been doing lately is just. I know recently hell just had a match against we were talking about this guy before we started recording, Matt Tremont. I'm like,
Mhm.
I've seen clips off of that. I'm like, oh God.
I was H2O's first I think I was their commissioner for their first few shows.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was. I was a little bummed out when I heard they were basically shutting down, but I mean, Tremont's moved. They did what, but a lot of his guys that were there at H2O are doing some amazing stuff. They aren't missing a beat. They're not
Right.
letting H2O close and slow them down any.
And some of those folks are now at PWU in New Jersey. So like I see Declan Grant like
Mm-hmm.
at least once a month. Pat Dynamite, Lucky 13, who I've known Lucky for forever. Lucky and I are still the reigning AWA Quebec tag team champions for like the last 15, no, actually like 20 years. So
Oh wow! Talk about a record. That that's
I
that's.
have one of the belts. It's like gigantic.
Oh God. I love those belts that like you see, especially when they're on somebody that looks like it takes up most of their body.
Right.
Where you're like, that belt just looks mismatched on you. It's I know, what was it? New South has one of
Yep.
those. It's like freaking huge. And
Yeah,
I've
they have a
actually
big
heard
gold.
the story on that. Why, like, somehow shipping, they sent them. I've heard the story. I remember it. I just can't remember what the story is anymore.
Basically, from what I can remember, that it was just a mistake. It
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to be that big.
Yeah.
And they ended up making it that big.
It's nuts. All right. Well, oh, speaking of belts, I don't know. A friend of mine got this made for me.
Oh, cool. I couldn't see the logo at first.
Yeah, no, it's the person that used to host my 2 cents stuff with me had it made for me for my, I want to say, my birthday. And the strap is actually one of the patterns of one of the uniforms I had to wear in the Navy. So a little extra meaning
Very
in the
cool.
belt. Oh yeah, no, I love it. Now,
I'm a Navy brat. My dad was in the Navy. My dad was in the Navy. My mom's father was in the Navy. One of my uncles, actually two of my other uncles, were also in the Navy. So
nice.
Navy family over here.
Oh yeah, no, I got, some. Well, I got this figurine from my late grandma. She had that with her, and yeah, I got a few mementos around here. Mostly some of my souvenir shot glasses, including the one I found in a dry country. I'm proud of, like, some of my collectibles that I'm like extremely proud of. That that souvenir shot glass from the dry country that I only found because it was in the hotel gift shop. I'm like, this is gonna be something, a bit of a story starter. That, like, wait, shot glass in a dry country? How the hell did you manage that? But now back onto some wrestling stuff. I know, going back to some Revolver, because that's where, like I said, I met you at. Now I know we talked about Revolver making their debut in Tennessee. Mansur's the champion. And what can people expect with what's left of 2026 from Revolver that you can tell? Because, I know it's crazy to think that we're almost halfway through the year already.
Yeah. Well, the first thing is I don't book Revolver. That's Sammy. So a lot
Yeah.
of times when it comes to like me completely 100% making up, and I actually did text Sammy while we were talking. I was like, "Hey, John Moxley's hot chicken and scrambled eggs scramble match," and he just wrote back, "Ha ha ha ha." So like, not no confirmation. Um, but like I don't sometimes know until I see it on social media, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's what we're doing." And it's funny because him and I talk at least once a week, so that's just Sammy's way. Um, we have at the last Dayton show, we announced the next three Dayton events. June 12th, June 12th is back at our regular venue. July 19th, the venue we're at is right next door to the fairgrounds, and so we're having our event at the fair. We did that last year. It was an outdoor event, and so we're doing that again. And then one more date, I think in September, which I can't remember the date off the top of my head. Now plus the Nashville date on July 24th. And so those are the dates I know of so far, plus on top of trying to get back to Iowa and making that work for everybody. And so, and for like I literally get at least a message a day about it. And anytime we post anything on Revolver social media, there's at least one comment about, why have you abandoned us in Iowa? And I'm like, we're not abandoning you. Like we just can't make it work right now. We're gonna do our best to make it work, but we're not there yet. Um, yeah. We're really happy when we love Iowa. Like typically when we're there, like to say that, we have it like an 800 person crowd, like on the norm, like most independent companies can't say that.
Oh yeah. No, I
And
know, not to interrupt you. I know when it comes to at least Revolver in Iowa, that it says something that if you want to be in the first row ringside that you pretty much have to buy your ticket at the last show
Yeah.
because that front row at least is going to be sold out before that event's even done. That's like consistent.
So on my dad's side of the family, my dad is one of 9 children. I have something like it's an insane amount of cousins, and I know my cousins' kids, and my cousins' kids' kids. My dad is also the youngest in the family, so like they're all older. One of my cousins, finally, like I convinced none of my family had ever come to a wrestling event, and she came. Two of my cousins came to actually 3 of my cousins came to a Revolver event, and now she comes every single time we're in Dayton. She buys a ticket, and like it's funny because like she's progressively gotten a closer ticket and a closer ticket. So I'm like, I'm waiting to find out that she's gotten a front row ticket at the last show for this show.
That's going to be fun. Get a little extra surprise there because Lord knows that Revolver shows. It's like at least for wrestlers going into the crowds, it's like those first few rows are kind of like you see it like SeaWorld with the splash zones.
Yep.
That's pretty much the first few rows at a Revolver show.
And that I will say the very first show she went to, that freaked her out a little bit. And then she was like, but it was so cool because it's right there, it's in your face. That and she compared it to going to like a mainstream wrestling product. And she's like, but this is so much more fun. This is and she liked the quality of the match is so much better. She'd like the production of it so much better. So, hey, we're doing something right.
Oh yeah, you're bringing in new fans, and Lord, like Sammy has said multiple times, Revolver wrestling for our generation, by our generation, and it is very much that high, fast-paced, high action, just in your face. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to get back to it.
We can't wait for you to come back and be with us when we're back to it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Look, as soon as it's announced, you can be sure that I'm going to be checking my calendar to be like, okay, I need to make this show.
Yeah,
like, I'm not denying it. Well, that is about all I have, but I do have some stuff, like I said, wanted to mention off camera. But for those that might be living under a fucking rock, where can people find you social media wise? So if they want to be like they should be and trust in Phil, they can go ahead and get their eyes on you.
All of my social media. So Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I'm sure I'm forgetting about a platform. All of it is at Trust in Phil.
All right. Get all of that in the description. Like always, again, an absolute pleasure having you on. I'm glad we were able to get this done. I know you weren't feeling well for a little bit, but I'm glad, at least for the most part, feeling better. We were able to get this done. And as always, you are welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much. I look forward to it.
Now, my issue, see, hopefully I get it right the first time with this fucking button.